Good day, everyone. I'm Joyce Bore, and we're here to make a movie review about what I have chosen, which is The House of Us by Catherine Bernardo and Daniel Padilla, which was directed by none other than Miss Kate Garcia Molina. So let's start. The House of Us tells the story of a young couple, which is George and Primo, whose sweet love story turns sour as they struggle to survive in their so-called relationship and the throes of life in their direction. Until fire burns their love to ashes and each of them are thrown in a life without each other. So George is aspiring to be a doctor, and Primo is very passionate about his music and getting his band the break that they have been waiting for. Living together in their ancestral house that they inherited from their Tita Lola seems to be a dream come true for the blossoming couple during their beginning years together. But what seems to be a beautiful love story written to be everlasting starts to crumble as Primo's passion as a musician becomes a problematic to the point that he can't do anything else but music. Primo is hell bent on providing that all his hard work on their band and his music will labor fruit, even if it's already 7 years later, and yet it seems as if he's on the ground zero when it comes to his passion. Nothing just seems to work out for him. One of his members decides to leave the band because passion alone cannot bring formula milk for his famished child rather. He can't find the perfect replacement for them because others are just not good enough. He starts to drink his problems away until he's completely wasted that he holds back George from taking her one shot at starting her dream at being a medical school out of extreme worry for him. So what's even worse is they can't pay the bills anymore. The lights are turned off and there's no water running from the tap because of their life because of the life of George, who is forced to be the breadwinner of their ancestral house or home. Her salary can't be enough to pay for everything, and Primo isn't so much of a help by being so stuck at one chapter of his life that just doesn't want to do anything but trash the house and things half-heartedly like a lazy ass. On their last night together, George has enough of Primo. He is no longer the same man that George used to admire. She used to believe that he is a great man, but what had this slump in his career did to him? She doesn't know anymore. Primo is so proud that he'll definitely make it someday with his passion for music. But where's that proud man? He just looks shamelessly lame, and George has let him hold her back from her dreams for 7 years because she thought staying with him in the best route. But what now? George asks him to leave her alone that night out of anger, and Primo doesn't return until 2 years later. So here's my review. There is just something so real and raw about this movie that I am easily attracted to. The story and the emotions that they have extracted from what Catherine and Danielle while portraying their roles. In real life couples, these real life couples, not until today because they are separated now, always succeeded in giving their fans something to gush about, but nothing too intense that it would be move tears or feel like I can share the same feelings with them. It's just too hard to connect myself with them with their previous films. Like, for example, yeah, their previous films, because it's either the movie is always half-ass, or let's say happily ever after focus, or too plot driven. Yes, I've watched some of Katniel projects to give fair share with, but the point of all those movies and dramas are boiled down to nothing but a fan service. The fact that then and now anything that Katrin and Danielle does will sell out because of their huge fan base. Let's be real for that. And a lot of disappointment because the hype always dies down in the middle of all those stories despite showing great potential from the beginning. But now I can, after watching it again, I can say that much mature performance from these two actors, which extremely surprised me and made me think that they're finally becoming a real actors. I think Catherine especially owned this movie film after showcasing such true and raw emotions whenever she she bowling scenes with Daniel that was either because of their happiness, anger, or even grief. And Daniel somehow became less of the typical cool and proud character he has portrayed in the past, and he showed that he can also shine in his quiet, turned, and well mannered character who isn't argumentative or proud. Um, the in Daniel's side, the bad boy was gone, and we can see a guy who learned how to compromise and became more flexible in life as Primo. He truly allowed Catherine to shine as the devoted lover, which is George, who is also a dedicated family member. On the other hand, the director Kate Molina's effort in attempting on or to jump out of the box of typical kitschs in semi-fit, as she is able to deliver a story that is, yes, something that must have been the usual trope in every Filipino films, yet that is very relatable, realistic, and some parts intelligent, especially in the dialogues. They grow at each other, overflowing with quotable or overflowing in quotes that may be too poetic but inspiring and successful in making moments cute to the point that I can't gush about it. This movie is not truly perfect, but I think it's a work in progress for our local film industry. There are gaping plot holes that doesn't have much logical explanation. Example, when the gang was looking for George and Johan's father, how is it possible for that Dar to search so easily for a person in one day in the foreign land of Amsterdam when George and her family spent almost of all their life looking for him? Besides, I seriously don't get that because Johan is soon going to be blind because of a severe effect of diabetes that he decides without any resentment he wants to see his father after who left them. And there are those unending heavy scenes under the rain that seems pretty overused and could have been better, much related to if you watch a lot of K dramas, they can improve more, or they can add more add more moments where they can emphasize the use of rain to deliver much powerful emotions to the audience. So the portrayal of George and Primo's love has not been grand. In fact, the turn of events in their love story were unflattering at some point. There's nothing to be proud of when your boyfriend is broke but still can't swallow his pride because he is too inflexible to do something else aside from his music. That's real. There's nothing to be proud of what George is devoted to a person who kept providing for her and to do other people's that he is a no good. It's hard that they have reached the ultimate slump in their relationship and they have to realize that it's no longer healthy to stay in that relationship. Most definitely, it is silly and true for us humans that we only find ourselves and make time to the right or wrong when we have lost the most important things in our life. But I guess is the kind of love that is almost extinct but absolutely remarkable. And it's nice that every once in a while a movie that like this, stay positive and give hope that love hasn't abandoned us. It stays in different forms, and this makes us, or the story, as a breath of fresh air away from the annoying cliches from films. That's all. Thank you.